Hi, today we are going to be talking about a few ways and changes that could be made to Texas Tech's campus and the Texas Tech community to make our community and our culture here at Texas Tech better and more welcoming to the LGBTQ community. Heteronormativity is how heterosexuality is dictated as a normal sexual behavior, which indicates that anything other than that is deviant behavior. We believe that these changes on campus would make Texas Tech stray away from these heteronormative beliefs and make our campus more a part of the queer theory, which accepts all sexual preferences.
Hi, my name is Kathryn Severance, and I'm here to discuss and teach how we can incorporate gender neutral and gender fluid dorms into our Texas Tech campus and society in order to accommodate to queer culture and queer theory needs and to stray away from more heteronormative behavior on our campus. Accommodating to more heteronormative behavior, and we have seen this on our campus through gender identified dorms, such as how Chitwood and Weymouth were previously all girl or all male dorms. And we have also seen this in other areas where we make each floor either women or men. And this excludes a portion of our students because many students don't identify with either gender. And this is their right and this is their prerogative, and this is studied under queer theory and identities that are formed because of this theory. So in order to accommodate to our students and make them feel more needed and more loved and wanted on our campus, we can encourage a more gender fluid model into our student housing. This is seen at Cal Poly, where they incorporated a gender fluid dorm premise, and this was done back in 2012. So it is not like we would be trailblazing and doing something completely out of the norm. We have also seen this be successful at college campuses such as UT. They do not discriminate who can move into what building, what dorm, and they do not preface it on any sort of gender identity or sexuality. Texas Tech can trailblaze this in the West, which I think would be a great thing for this campus in order to establish us as more of a safe space for queer individuals and our students who identify with that community.
Hi, my name is Lexi Touchstone, and I'm going to be talking about gender inclusive bathrooms being implemented on the Texas Tech campus. So, as of right now in 2021, there are no gender neutral bathrooms on Texas Tech campus. I think that it would be a great idea for these to be put onto Texas Tech campus because it would help get rid of the heteronormative norms that are on Texas Tech's campus, which would mean that our campus would now be a lot more including of the LGBTQ community by providing gender neutral bathrooms. This would be beneficial because it would make the LGBTQ community more comfortable on our campus, and it would make it more inclusive for them. This would adapt more of the queer theory onto our campus rather than having heteronormative beliefs on our campus.
Hi, I'm Kendrick Green. I'm going to be talking about inclusiveness of the LGBT community in sports. Throughout history, sports have been a major platform for activism and social justice. In recent history, the inclusion of the LGBT community has been at an all-time high, with athletes like Michael Sam, Carl Nassib, Megan Rapinoe, and Luke Prokop of the NHL being on the forefront and some of the first LGBTQ athletes in their sport. It is an amazing accomplishment that athletes are comfortable with being who they are and can openly stand up for what they believe in. With last month being Pride Month, we got to see sports leagues such as the MLB having every team except one hosting a Pride Night with rainbow flags flown high. The biggest community to accept LGBTQ athletes was basketball, with the WNBA hosting 10 straight Pride Nights and the NBA being the first major sports platform to host a Pride Night since the COVID-19 pandemic. All in all, it's still an everyday struggle for inclusion in sports, but it's nice to see major sports leagues and figures standing up for LGBTQ rights and being in support of athletes who come out.
It has become a subject of debate in circles of artistic portrayal over how queer representations and characters should be handled. While it has been accepted for non-queer actors and actresses to take on roles of queer characters, some believe it only fair for an accurate portrayal for queer characters to be played by queer actors. Otherwise, the roles are at greater risk of being mishandled, misrepresenting the community, or reducing these characters to stereotypes. Although advising actors and actresses to quote-unquote stay in their lane may be extreme, it is still important to do the work necessary to ensure the queer community is properly and sensitively represented in the fine arts. And a good way to do this is to include advising sessions from members of the queer community on constructive visibility.
Hello. As a fellow classmate of Texas Tech University, I believe that our campus should have a higher engagement and involvement with the LGBTQ community. According to Higher Education Today, the past 15 years, while researching that campuses over the nation have had a higher involvement with their communities supporting queer theory and heteronormativity, students have felt safer and more included in day-to-day student life. I believe that if Texas Tech incorporates these ways into their campuses, facilities, dorms, anywhere on campus that will make a student feel included with their fellow classmates, will have our campus a more safe and freeing place to express our values, beliefs, and anything we find that we want to share with other people. I believe that groups and communities that will be created around the campus will be beneficial for our students, faculty, and anyone who is willing to be a part of these kind of groups and communities. Thank you for your time today.